And good Saturday morning. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Saturday morning after a rough Friday. I guess maybe Thursday into Friday. Quite a bit of rain, a lot of wind yesterday. A lot of power outages I know of in the Lincolnton area.
I know one. I was headed to a recreation basketball game last night in Lincoln, and the power was off.
Was it?
In several sections of downtown.
So was that at the high school or at the... were you headed to the high school, middle school?
Well, I was going to get something to eat, then go to the high school.
So you already found out that it was off.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And the games were canceled too.
Yeah.
Which is probably a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be tough to play in the dark. With one emergency light up there giving you a little bit of battery light. But could have been a distinct advantage, though, for an underdog.
It was really strange, though, because one side of the Court Square where Court Street is, they had power, but then local routes didn't, and everybody else down that street didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read.
Got to divide somewhere.
I read on Facebook somebody was at local routes, and when the power went out, they were there, enjoying dinner.
And the same was true of Zay's.
I guess they were enjoying it.
Mood lighting. Yeah, mood lighting. They dim the lights for all the
might not have enjoyed their.
Yeah, they had mood
when
lighting.
When they got their check.
You know what? You could
eating by candlelight.
You slide your check on somebody else's table. You could probably,
Hey, I was at a bar in Charlotte one time.
No way.
During a bad storm where the power went out, and they just let everybody go. Have
did they?
What they
no
had,
charge?
No charge.
So
didn't have
from
a way
that on a one certain night a week, somebody would cut the power off.
Yeah, they didn't have a way of running a. If you had, they said if you got cash, we can take it. If you don't,
Oh, nobody had cash at that point, right? Nobody had. I just ran out. I was gonna pay my $200 tab with a card, so get the night free. I like it. I was thinking when I started to say about the mood lighting and eating in the dark, with the amount of these, if you can see, in the world, it should never be dark because everybody's got a flashlight now.
Everybody's got a flashlight.
All you got to do, turn that light on, turn your phone upside down, and it'll give you enough light, I'm sure, to see to eat. Especially now, here's the deal: what happens if those meals that are 50% cooked when the power goes off?
Yeah.
And
what if you just put your order in?
Or maybe they got gas. Maybe they have gas stoves at some of the restaurants.
You think any of them have generators?
I wouldn't think so.
Either.
I wouldn't think so. I mean, it's not, for the most part, it's not worth the amount of time. Yeah, it's so rare when the power's out.
Yeah, it is rare.
But, I think I would rather have a generator at home than at my business. But, unless the power's going to be out more than 24 hours, because if you keep that freezer shut, keep that refrigerator shut, you're not going to lose any food.
You're not going to lose a lot of food.
I think so. Yeah. Rough night. I did hear the wind blowing pretty heavy at times, and now we're confirming that with a lot of power outages. Don't think there were any in Catawba County that I heard of or anything, but Lincoln County did have its share, and I'm sure other counties did too. I did not see the news this morning, so I don't know.
I'll say this: in the immediate vicinity of the main intersection there, 27-150, it rained very hard too. In addition to the wind blow.
Yeah. Fortunately, I guess that rain was only 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, not too long.
The heavy downpour. Yeah, it did roar. As I look on ESPN this morning, and I'm just checking. You always want to check the some of the headlines, but I go across the scoreboard at the top, and I see some codes that really surprise me. And Brett would know what these are, I'm sure, because it looks like it's the Premier League. Is that what it is, Brett? The PGA Tour. But this one gets me. What is La Liga? Have you guys on the site looking at
what you said?
The top bar.
Premier League and PGA Tour has nothing to do with each other. What?
No. I mean, it's just showing UFC.
La Liga is the Spanish.
What is La Liga?
Soccer league.
Okay.
That's the big league in Spain. There.
So I don't understand when it says 6 feet. Are you looking at the?
I'm looking at it.
See that it's above it? Looks like it's shot 6 feet. 6 with the little apostrophe, like 6 feet.
Well, maybe somebody scored a goal from 6 feet out.
Get and Gur. That's what caught my attention. The two teams are Get and Gur. G-E-T.
Yeah, I see it here. I guess Getafe. I don't know how you say that one. And Girona FC.
Oh, well, at least you've got something to add to it there.
Those are not well-known Spanish soccer teams.
Is that right?
Barcelona and Real Madrid would be the two.
Real.
Yeah,
Madrid.
The two big dogs.
Yeah, there's ALM and VIL is on there. There's another one on there that says ATM, which is everybody knows what an ATM is.
That's Atletico Madrid.
Okay.
Is that team?
Okay, and then SEV, which
Sevilla.
Okay, Sevilla. If you would have asked me to go through and name those, I wouldn't have had a clue. I'm sure at being able to tell you whose those were.
And when Barcelona and Real Madrid play it, they call it El Clasico. That's the big rivalry.
Transfers to in English? Tell him, Mike. What's that transfer to in English? El Clasico.
El Clasico. The classic? I don't know.
That's my guess.
Oh, what you were seeing is how many minutes they've played.
Okay.
6. Yeah, that's how many minutes they've played.
Well, they played another minute.
Now it's at 9 on mine.
Mine went to 5. Now it's at 8.
Yeah.
Now it's just roaming. Yeah. Over here's another one that's got 34 feet. So you're telling me the feet is
that's not feet. That's minutes.
Okay. Well, Ned says could the 6'6" also mean 6 minutes 6 seconds? But we don't have 2 numbers. We only have 1 number. So they're only giving you the minutes that have been played in each one of these contests. Monty Mossteller, good morning, says we were at Local Roots last night and ate by cell phone light.
Cell phone light.
Just like a candlelight dinner, right? Management was really nice with accommodating patrons. Yeah, well, it's nobody's fault, and everybody has to realize that. It's nobody's fault when something like that happens. And
did you have to pay? That's
yeah. He didn't put that on
How
there,
nice
so I'm guessing that's why they were nice. That's why they were nice. We're going to expect you still to pay for dinner.
There was plenty of light down at China 1. That's where I ended up.
Did you?
First time in 10 years, maybe?
I think I'm the only one. I don't know about Brett. I think I'm the only one in our extended family that likes China 1. I love China 1. And
I used to, but I haven't been there.
Guess how much I get it?
Once a year?
Once a year?
Maybe. But, yeah, it's I do. I really like China 1.
The place has been around at least, 40 years?
What was the one that the buffet over in the old Walmart area? There was the buffet that lasted a long time. I really liked it, too. It was, I'm sure China was in the name.
That's the guy
but it
went to Denver.
It was, everybody left there and went somewhere.
Yeah, had to, right?
Yeah. But, well, I don't know why China 1 did. China 1. I mean, not China, whatever it was. It was China. Somebody out there knows.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What was China 1 before it was China 1? It was a chain.
Was it?
I don't know either. Unless it was a barbecue place. I know it was a barbecue place after, at some point.
What was the other restaurant in that particular shopping strip?
Oh, man, there's more than one?
Remember years ago?
Subway's up the hill. You still talking about? We are talking about the same.
Well, the one little space has been several different things.
Right.
It was L&L.
Johnny K's was
Johnny
the
K's.
bigger place was Johnny K's
Johnny
at one
K's.
time. But it was also one of the barbecue places that moved. They moved to Denver too.
Yeah. They started as a truck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We did pay with cash and Cash App. They were also they also trusted people to come back and pay them today. Hey.
Oh.
Yeah, those out-of-towners, they might be...
it was Sweet something, the barbecue place.
Sweet Fire.
Sweet Fire. That was it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, as soon as you said that, I remember. It was good. It was
They caught on
really
fire
good.
at your place.
Bad Fire. Bad Fire
Bad
barbecue.
fire. Sour fire. Welcome, Tyler Sane, watching on
Good morning,
Facebook.
Tyler. Up early.
Yeah.
Early on a
Golden
side.
Palace. Golden Palace.
I don't even remember that.
Lenny says, I don't either.
I don't remember Golden Palace. Let's see. Going through some of the headlines last night from the ESPN. Not going out this way, the Nets said. The Nets come from 28 points down to stun the Boston Celtics last night. Brett, you shaking your head. Did you see any of that?
I watched a little bit, yeah.
And they won by 10.
Yeah.
It's not like a last second comeback or a last minute, but 28 down.
Oh, no, they probably led by close to 20 in the fourth quarter, and Boston made a little bit of a run, but
in all of sports, is NBA basketball the easiest to have a big comeback in? It's got to be.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
It is.
Because of a shot clock.
Shot clock.
A 24-second shot clock.
But, the Lakers came from 27 back to beat Dallas just last week.
Yeah, see there? What it is the guys are so good offensively.
Yeah.
If one team gets cold,
the
other can get hot. I mean, just how many points can you make up in a 2-minute span in an NBA game? 15? I mean, you know what I mean?
It's amazing. That lead will melt quickly.
Yep.
That one last night was 37-15 at the end of the first quarter.
Now that brings up my curiosity. What is the biggest comeback ever in an NBA game? Because we know without the words record-setting beside this, that's not it. And I wouldn't expect 28 to be it. I would expect maybe 40 at some point in time in an NBA game.
Well, because we just had the biggest NFL comeback this past season, right?
Yeah, and it wasn't long ago that was it. We know the first one was a playoff. Frank Reich did it in a playoff game years ago with the Bills against the Oilers. But then this year it was who was involved in that?
Indianapolis.
I'm trying to remember if they won the game or if they were on the bad end.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're up 33-0 at the half.
Yeah, right. And who was that against? Because it was shocking anyway that they were up 33-0, and then they turn around and lost. Somebody should be able to tell us.
Somebody tell us that.
Hadn't heard anything yet this morning from a couple other of the loyals like Rodney Willis.
The biggest NBA comeback was 36.
36, so not 40.
In 1996, the Jazz came from 36 down to beat the Nuggets.
Led by Stockton and Malone, I'm guessing, in that contest. Came back to
it says led by Malone and Hornacek.
Okay, well, Hornacek, Stockton probably had 20 assists.
He was probably one of the big scorers in that game.
Hornacek, one of the most underrated NBA players, I think, ever. I mean, that guy could flat out shoot and score with the basketball. I don't remember how well he played defense. How many guys do you remember how for their defense? I don't remember if he even played any at all, but I'm guessing he did. But he was he was a wild card a lot of times.
Well, the ones that you remember for defense, they weren't very good on offense.
Yeah. True.
Like Michael Jordan was a great defender, but you don't remember him for defense.
No, you don't.
And, same with
Gary Payton.
Other superstars.
Payton was probably 50-50, though, right? Yeah. I mean, he could play.
He was good all around.
Yeah.
But was one of the best defenders.
Yep. Times have changed, I will say that. But I still think, it's like we talked about before. A lot of people claim there is no defense, but I think there is defense. I think the offense is just so skilled.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the lack of contact today and the rules,
The shooting's better, outside shooting.
So 36 points, what year, 96 you said
96.
on that? And it was Malone and Hornacek leading a comeback for the Utah Jazz over the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah. And there was a 35
I wonder how late they had that lead. That sometimes is that, if those are in the second half, to me, it makes it a little more incredible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then again, it's hard to get up 36 in a
it says
in a half.
It says they trailed by 34 in the final minute of the first half. And then they outscored the Nuggets 71-33 in the second half.
Wow.
To win by 4.
Yep.
And then last year, the Clippers came from 35 down.
So just last year, we had a 35.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then who would have led that comeback? Who was the a Clipper.
Well, it says it included a late go-ahead 4-point play by Luke Kennard. No,
Wow.
I doubt he was the leading scorer.
He probably
in the
didn't have
game,
35.
But, yeah,
Right?
but that's all the details it gives.
A late 4-point play, the rare 4-point play
Mhm.
in the NBA or in any basketball.
Any
There was an-
basketball.
Have you guys seen one this year at any level?
Hmm.
I think I did, but I can't remember who I was watching. I seem like I remember one happening, or at least a shot at it. He might even missed a free throw. That'd be awful.
That first nightmarish NC State Duke game, I think there was one.
Probably 5 or 6
Yeah. Wow.
in that contest.
I think there was one earlier this week when they played, but I think the guy missed a free throw.
That's right.
I think Filipowski fouled
Maybe
a
that's what I'm
three-point
thinking
shooter,
about. That's right.
and he made the shot, but then missed the free throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember.
Yeah,
that.
they were making all kind of crazy circus shots. Kind of.
Oh yeah,
there at the
that
end.
Joyner, he couldn't miss.
Yeah, that scared me for a while.
Smart backs the UGA culture after a fatal crash and arrest. I guess you guys have heard about this. The Georgia Bulldog in a fatal crash, involved in a fatal crash.
I guess the big question is, how will that affect
His draft.
status? He's considered to be probably the number 1 pick.
One of them, yeah.
It's not a quarterback.
Do you know any details on the?
I just know he fled. He left the scene.
Yeah.
He was.
Drag
Was it
race.
they were racing?
in the streets? Yeah. Kind of like the Springsteen song.
Was the other person that was racing the one that was
Yes.
Yes.
killed? Yeah.
Yes,
And
she
that was a
sports information.
yeah, somebody that worked for
Worked
the
for
football
Georgia.
team.
Worked for
He's
the football
24
team.
years old.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go with the question: will it affect his draft status?
Well, it shows a certain lack of
Not
judgment.
much. I mean, if he's projected to be the top defensive player, it's not going to keep him from going in the top 5 or 10.
Some team will take him. We've seen that happen time
Don't you
and
think he'll
again.
serve time,
I don't know.
especially leaving the scene? I mean,
Well, this comes on
that
the
makes it worse.
This comes right on the heels of what happened at the University of Alabama with Brendan Miller
Yeah,
and
the
and
basketball team.
that whole tragic thing.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm still surprised that he's
Yeah.
still playing.
Oh,
And give me, I heard about it, but give me a few details on what happened there.
So one of his teammates shot and killed a female, and he
supplied the
the weapon.
brought
Or
the
brought the
gun
weapon to the scene.
to the teammate.
I remember
yeah.
we talked about that a little bit last Saturday.
Mhm.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah,
slip my
it's
mind.
it's surprising that he's
Yeah.
still on the court.
Yeah, and Alabama's received massive criticism.
I'm sure they
from
have.
some sectors.
I'm sure they have.
The
And
fact that he wasn't suspended, at least,
And
from
I can't
all-
imagine the abuse he's going through when he hits visitors' courts.
And he's the
Oh,
star
yeah.
player. I mean, he's the best player on their team.
Right.
And they're in the top 5 in the country.
Yeah, given all his fallout, I mean,
Not good.
they definitely have one that they're going to be a top 4 seed in the tournament without question. But you wonder with all this baggage if they'll be able to.
When you say a top 4 seed, you mean a one?
Yeah,
one,
a
okay.
one.
A one.
I think. Oh yeah.
Probably
I'm
so.
just making sure you didn't mean one of the top 4.
Well, I mean, they
Yeah.
definitely will be
Yeah.
that. But there'll be a one or two.
There'll be 1 or 2 overall, I think.
Lenny goes back to the comebacks. Says, and I did not hear about this and don't remember this happening. Just last Saturday, make up 13 points in a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Iowa versus Michigan State.
Yeah, that was wild.
Okay, Iowa did the coming back.
Came back, yeah.
Mhm.
Beat Michigan State in overtime.
Wow, 13 in a minute 30.
It's
That's
unbelievable.
shades of the Duke
Maryland
comeback
Jason
against
Williams.
Maryland.
Duke,
Yeah.
Maryland.
When it was 10 points in less than a minute. So that's getting pretty close to it there.
Does anyone remember? Was it the great comeback that UNC made? I'm trying to remember. Alwood, was it Alwood? No,
I don't
who was
remember
that
those.
against? Back in the 70s.
Against Duke? The one they had
I think
against
it was
Duke?
against Duke.
It was 8 points and
8 points and 10.
Yeah, I have seen
15
highlights of
seconds.
that.
yeah, I can't
That-
remember exactly
was
what
that,
it was. It was Walter Davis
Walter Davis.
banked in the shot.
That's it. Not Al Wood.
right.
Walter Davis. You're right.
Al came a little later.
A little later. That's
But,
right.
yeah, that was
Yeah, that was pre
Walter Davis. No
3-point
threes.
line.
Yep, no threes. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. It went to overtime. Davis's shot, I think, sent it to overtime, and then
Mhm.
they went on. 8 points, 17 seconds. Lenny says. in that one.
17 seconds.
8 points in
Wow.
7.
Who was the Duke coach then? That's my question.
Probably Bucky.
Bucky.
I don't know.
Bucky
I don't know. That's Bill Foster or two Bill Fosters coaching the ACC at one time.
One time.
Is that not weird?
It's crazy.
Two Bill Fosters.
You have to
Clemson
totally.
and
You just have to
Duke.
totally blow the game to. I mean,
well, he probably
You know?
got a 5-second call or two trying to get the ball in.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
it can happen. Things have to go your way. Now, one of the greatest comebacks I've ever seen when it comes to basketball was, and I don't even know how many they were down, how much time was left, but Reggie Miller against the Knicks. I mean, he just always scorched the Knicks for whatever reason. He scorched a lot of teams, but
and he even
Reggie Miller
he stole an inbounds pass and hit a three.
Yeah, stole it like behind the
like they were
3-point
passing
line.
it to him.
Yeah.
It didn't even have to dribble.
Yeah, turned and hit
Well, I
another
saw
three.
one on WBTV last night in the, I guess it was the Big South tournament, the way the Gardner Webb men lost the game. Did you see that?
No.
All they had to do was like 1.2 seconds to go, 2.2 or something like that. All they had to do was inbounds. They were up 2. Made a turnover. The other team gets it, banks in a three-pointer from the deep sideline.
With 1.2, they're up 2.
Something like that.
And then a steal and a shot off the glass.
Turnover, shot off the glass, 3.
So here's your
win it.
question for a situation like that. How long do the head coach falls asleep?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think he slept last night
Gosh.
if you lose one that way.
And here's the thing. You had possession.
Yeah.
That's
What if you
the
throw it to the other
bad
end?
thing.
What if you throw it to
Yeah.
the other end and they steal it?
Yeah.
Aren't you going to be okay? Most likely.
Yeah.
The only thing you risk there is throwing it all the way out of bounds.
Yeah, and then they
Yeah.
get it. But get 2 people.
You just
got
gotta make sure somebody touches it.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't care if they hit it like a volleyball.
Yeah.
knock it up in the air.
Yeah.
where time can run out. But yeah, I've always wondered why a lot of these plays are designed to get the ball in so close to the opponent's basket. A lot
Yeah.
of times they'll throw it in right under the basket with hardly any time left.
I know.
And all it takes is one little, one steal, and all of a sudden you're tied or behind, and you blow it.
For me, that game last night sort of ushered in March Madness because we're in it now.
And were they?
Yeah.
Do you know what seed they were in the
What they
tournament?
were.
Gardner Webb's not very good this year.
Yeah, okay.
I don't
I was gonna
think.
say
No, the women are.
I'd
Yeah,
hate
the
if they
women
were.
really good.
I'd hate if they were
Women's
one of
team's
the
really
one
good.
of the favorites, and that,
No, I don't think so.
killed their chances at
Trying to
the.
remember
They played their last
NCAA
game
tournament.
last night.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they'll see now. When will he get to sleep? That's their last game.
Yeah.
It's not like you can come back out in 3 days and try and correct.
Who'd you say beat them?
I can't remember who beat them, but it was in the Big South tournament.
Yeah.
And that's all the time. Well, Nate Wembley, you know how he signs off. That's all the time we have for sports.
I can tell you who.
That's 30 seconds
30
in.
seconds. That's all they get on
South Carolina
WBTV.
Upstate. That's who beat
South
'em.
Carolina Upstate. That's right.
Is there a
Over
South
the
Carolina downstate?
final. There's a USC Sumter. There's a USA Union. South Carolina Upstate.
But no downstate.
I'm not-
Looks like
I don't
UNC
know.
Asheville's the 1 seed.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the
Always a
that
good
was
program.
the 4 and 5.
Well, my Winthrop team got ousted too. so-
Yeah. Longwood, the number 2 seed, got beat by Campbell.
Yeah, Longwood's been beaten. Yeah, for some reason I get a lot of their scores via email, and
Oh yeah.
they've had a good season.
So that one.
Where is that school? Is that in Tennessee,
Virginia or Tennessee?
Let's see.
Maryland,
Farmville, Virginia.
Farmville, Virginia.
Farmville, Virginia? We're familiar with Farmville, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yes, we
And we'll
are.
talk about that in a little bit. We
The
are very
Longwood
familiar
Lancers.
with
So Longwood,
I
or
like
excuse
that.
me,
Oh, yeah.
Alliteration.
Campbell plays Radford, and USC Upstate plays Asheville. Those are the 2 semifinal games.
Lenny takes us back to your Duke, or to Mike's Duke question about who was the coach then when Walter Davis hit that shot. He said it was either Bucky Waters or Neil McGeechee. So, and I don't know. My guess was just Bucky Waters. I have nothing backing that up.
It's hard to even
Whatsoever.
remember Neil's reign at Duke.
You know what? Whoever it is, don't want to be known
wanna
that
be
they were
known.
the coach at that time for that particular comeback. Got some stuff I want to get into later on. I see a headline on here I'd like to mention, but I'm going to save it because it's worth
Neil McGahee.
a good
That's how you pronounce that.
Oh, is that what it
McGahee.
is? Yeah.
Neil McGahee.
See, I don't even remember him.
Yeah.
So that tells you right there.
He wasn't there very long.
Yeah, McGahee. Even though it looks like McGeechee. But that's, yeah.
I only remember because I just I can remember the name.
How many different ways did you hear Murdash, DoorDash? How many different ways did you hear that the last month?
Murdash, I like that one. That's my favorite. Well, I'm glad that's
Murdash.
Murder.
That's
murder. I just watched the documentary on Netflix on that whole ordeal.
A national trial.
We hadn't had a national trial in quite a while.
Yeah.
OJ,
that's probably the most popular.
This one didn't have any of the. It's not on the same level as OJ's trial at all.
Yeah. You think either one of the two guys were guilty?
I'd say
2-0.
Just one? Brett says just one.
I'll say both.
Maybe Brett's saying at least one.
At least one for sure.
No, OJ was not guilty.
He was found not guilty, right?
No, I'm not saying he didn't do it.
Right, yeah.
He was not guilty.
Not guilty.
That's true.
Not guilty. Let's see. We're getting ready to take our first time out here, and I was reading a couple of things. Let's take that time out. When we come back, a lot of stuff to get into, but I want to mainly get anybody's thoughts that's watched any spring training baseball this week. Back in a moment.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com. Stifel Nicholas now has an office in your community. Stifel Nicholas is a full-service organization offering a wide range of investment vehicles and services. These include money market funds, CDs, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, annuities, retirement plans, and managed accounts, to name a few. Our financial advisors will sit down with you and help you tailor an investment plan, explaining strategies and investments which may help you achieve your personal goals. Call 4Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange.
Welcome back. Glad to have you with us on Sports Talk. Beautiful Saturday morning. Sunshine, looking good. High probably around, I haven't even looked,
About
65.
60, I think.
60, okay.
I think so.
Nice, comfortable day here for March with the winter that wasn't. That's what this has been, the winter that wasn't. 1 week of cold weather back around Christmas, and then it seems like it's been 60 to 80 in that range. Mostly 60 to 70, but occasionally an 80 or 82 or whatever stuck in there. Wasn't it this week we had over 80? We eclipsed 80 this past week. McGahee served as interim coach after Bucky Waters' sudden resignation. He was then replaced by Bill Foster, says Lenny, going back in time.
Yeah, that was the 70s. Pretty sure. Yeah, early 70s maybe.
Yeah, that would have been, when that happened, it was either 72, 74, something around there, when they made that 8-point comeback in 17
What did Big
seconds.
Boobas do when he left you? I can't get that straight. Did he just retire from coaching, or did he go somewhere else? Can't remember.
No, I cannot. Not. Hate to word it this way, Mike. Not old enough to remember.
I know.
That.
No. Sadly, I am.
I can't. Well,
Hey.
It doesn't
Neither of us
say
can
he
say
ever
that.
coached again.
So he retired. Is what-
Yeah, I don't know
maybe
if
what
he
they-
did any, took any kind of other job. Well, I guess if he worked, still stayed at the school and
Yeah.
worked, it would probably say. But
I think his winning percentage.
yeah, it does
is
say
Duke.
he served as a Duke administrator,
That's right.
eventually becoming the vice president of the university.
Yep. His winning percentage at Duke, I think, is even better than Krzyzewski's, I believe. In that range, anyway.
Well, breaking news: we got our first no-hitter. It comes in the preseason. Don't look if you haven't already. How many Cubs combined to throw a no-hitter yesterday? Their first spring no-hitter since 2017. How many Cubs combined to throw that no-hitter yesterday?
11.
Lower.
8.
Lower.
6.
Higher.
7.
Yeah.
7 is still a lot to me.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys went way
Well,
out.
I figure
way out of the box.
nobody pitched more than one inning.
Yeah. Yep. So Scherzer, Scherzer's a Met, but I'm looking at his. The headlines on Scherzer yesterday is he tries to test the pitch clock limits and gets a balk. So he draws a balk. I don't know exactly the details on that or getting the balk, but just trying to gather what we've seen so far. My first taste of this last Sunday afternoon, with lack of hardly anything on television. I say Sunday, it might have been Saturday. I was looking at the Red Sox taking on, who was it, Brett? Who did I tell you I was watching them play
Did they
last?
play the Braves last week?
It was the Braves. The Braves and the Red Sox were on the Major League Baseball Network. Well, the Red Sox had a 6-3 lead going into the bottom of the ninth, and the Braves score 3 times, mainly on walks. I thought I was watching a bad high school game. Walk. They just kept walking runners in. Mm-hmm. Well, with the bases still loaded and a 3-2 count or a 3-something count, it was a 3-2 count. It had to be. The did not get in the box within the when 5 seconds hits on the pitch count. The batter has to be in the box. Okay? When he was not in the box, the umpire pointed at the batter and said, "He's out, strike 3," and the game's over. And it ended in a 6-6 tie, which preseason can do. But the batter himself just looked puzzled, like just lost, didn't understand totally.
Yeah.
Are we going to see that in a regular game, in a regular season game? Somebody, or by then will they have adjusted to what's going on? Do you like the rules? Do you dislike? Would you tweak anything? That's where I'm going with this.
I was fine with the way baseball was last year, and all the years prior. If the Dodgers are on, I'm going to watch them. I don't care if the game takes
4 hours.
Yeah. I mean, I might fall asleep, but
Well,
it's not going to matter.
I think it's more for the TV audience than people in the stands, because we know how a baseball game is, right? I mean, it's leisurely, it's social. I mean, you just kind of get into the flow of it. I mean, if you're at a ballpark, I don't think you really care.
I've watched baseball a long time, and I'm going to watch it no matter how they do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm for this. I'm
Okay.
for trying to make it a little more fast-paced, a little more exciting, get people into it a little more. How many sports do we have out there where you don't have a time limit for what you can do? Basketball's always had a time limit, or at least at least the NBA has.
Yeah, they've always had a shot clock.
Basketball decided, they need that, because we were seeing halves that were 4-0, 7-0 back in the day, and things like that. But NFL, you got a play clock. You can't milk the clock. You can't go out there and I know baseball don't have a game clock. That's one reason that baseball has not ever had a play clock.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a game clock, and no matter what, you still got to get those 27 outs to win that game, a minimum of 27 outs, unless you get rain.
Mm-hmm.
But, I like to watch baseball, but even as a big baseball fan as I am, I don't want the games to last 4 hours.
Right.
I mean, it's.
But that's what I'm saying.
In the days of remote controls, I'm not staying on that game.
You're sitting in your living room. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
If I'm sitting at the ballpark, no more than I go to the ballpark, it definitely wouldn't bother me if it lasted 4 hours.
That's right. It's a difference.
It's an experience and that kind of thing.
It's more than just watching an image on a TV screen.
But they may do this for a year and decide they don't like it and let's go back. I don't think that'll ever happen, but you never know. I mean, it could.
Yeah, they could tweak it different ways, but I don't think they'll go away from it totally.
And what you said Scherzer was doing yesterday, he's already looking at ways to use this for his advantage, and I got no problem with that at all, because whatever happens,
you're using the rules.
Right. If you can basically, I guess you're quick pitching somebody. Is that what he was trying to do? He was trying to pitch right when the guy stepped in the box, or he stalled. Which way was it? Well, tell me.
Well, again. He said the first 20 seconds he stalled, I guess, until the batter felt uncomfortable and stepped out of the box.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if when the batter stepped back in, if Scherzer threw it right away.
And how close is it going to be, too? Because
see, that's what I said. I think the pitcher can use it to make the batter uncomfortable, but I don't think the batter can do anything to make the pitcher uncomfortable.
Right.
Within the rules here, and you get down to 1 second, does the pitcher have to release the ball before it goes to zero?
I don't know.
Does he have to be in his motion?
Wind up? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm going to guess release the ball.
I would think so.
But I don't know. I haven't dug into it that deep yet.
That's the way it is in basketball for a buzzer beater, right?
Yeah, it has to be out of your hand.
It has to be out of the hands.
Yeah. And so here's the only thing I'm going to hate. Are we going to replay to see if the ball left his hand in time after recording strike 3? We'll see it, won't we? We'll see it. Because just think if it's toward the end of the game, a one-run game, tying run at third, or bases loaded even. And you want to review that and see if the ball left his hand, because if it didn't, guess what? It's tied because it's ball 4. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what they're making reviewable and what's not reviewable.
I don't want to know if I want to see games decided because of a clock, but we will at some point.
Yeah,
see a game decided, and it probably won't take the first week of Major League Baseball. I wouldn't think.
Nope.
Lenny gives you an answer here, Mike. Vic Bubas was the first commissioner of the Sun Belt Conference that UNCC was an original member of. So that's what he
left
to
go into basketball administration. That's right.
That's exactly what he did. And it seemed like I remember that now, although I'm not that familiar with Bubas.
I know he went to 3 Final Fours, I think it was at Duke during his time there, or 2 or 3.
Lenny comments on the baseball. I think I will like it. That's Lenny saying that. You're taking away the dead time, but not the action. I'm all for that. Now that part I am definitely.
Have you
all
noticed
for that.
the size
time.
of the bases being different just from watching on TV?
No,
There is
first base is bigger, right?
I thought all of them.
Are
were.
they all
All of
bigger?
I
them
thought
are.
so.
All of
Yeah,
them
first base I could understand. You didn't have to make it a bigger square. You could okay, let me ask you this then. You know what I was thinking about first base. You could just make it
Stick out toward
farther.
second. More.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here we go. More stolen bases. If the bases are bigger, do they have to be closer together? They do, don't they?
Well, the only way for them not to be is if second base was moved.
Towards center field.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can move it, right? Towards center
Yeah.
field.
But I don't think
I'm not saying
that.
put it in center field, but but put it in center field. And we haven't even got to the shift yet. The lack of the shift. Somebody's already found a loophole there. Who was it the other day? Moved an outfielder, I think, to the infield. And it was against Joey Gallo because it said, what I read says, why do you even need a left fielder?
Yeah.
The team said in their mind, we don't even need a left fielder when Gallo's at the plate. So I'm guessing he's a lefty that's going to pull it
Yeah.
down the line, pulls everything down the line.
So they moved their left fielder to like a
Play up
deep
the middle,
second
maybe.
base. Or, yeah.
I don't know. I hadn't seen it. I don't know. But I just,
now that is dramatic.
Now
to
you ha-
do all that. to
Yep.
Do that.
But we've seen it at different levels. First time I ever saw something like that, Mike, was the Legion World Series and the team out of the state of Washington, Pullman, Washington, maybe. They played the whole game with 5 infielders and 2 outfielders, if I remember right. That's the way they played. So the rules on the shift are what? You have to have 2 people on the.
2 infielders on each side of second
Doesn't
base.
say anything about where you can put an outfielder though.
No.
So my guess is they put that outfielder. They probably didn't put him behind second base. They probably put him in
Between
short
first and
right
second.
field.
Yeah.
In short right field to try and take that line drive hit away,
Yeah.
or maybe even try to throw him out on a ground ball, a base hit ground ball that gets through the
You
infield.
could. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen it over and over.
Yeah.
I've seen it over and over. That ball gets there in such a hurry.
Yeah.
The plays aren't even close at first.
Yeah.
If
yeah.
you're playing at maybe, just to guess, maybe the 200 foot distance, maybe about 200
Yeah.
feet. Yeah, they throw them out with no issues at all. Lenny does say, like you guys did, all the bases are bigger. They are closer, trying to encourage more base stealing. So, yeah, if they didn't move that one backwards, so they're not 90 feet anymore. What are they now? They're not 90 feet. They're
Probably
89,
yeah.
89.6, 89.5 or something. I don't know how much bigger they made the bases. Do you know how much they added?
No, I don't know. But
Is it noticeable when you watch it on TV? I didn't catch it.
no, that's what I was asking because I haven't watched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't watched any.
I haven't either. I haven't watched any exhibition.
I don't like preseason baseball. Too many guys you don't know.
You probably,
Yeah.
but you probably like
Minor
it more than
leaguers.
preseason football, NFL football.
It's the same.
Yeah, because in both you have guys going out there that are competing for a job.
That's true.
So they will play hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not coaching to win. That's why I don't like it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Your pitcher's coming out after an inning or two, no matter what.
And it obviously don't matter if you win or the games wouldn't end in a tie.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. The Dodgers
That's right.
tied last night.
There
2-2.
should be no
Dangerous.
sports, period. No sports, period, that end in a tie. My opinion. I don't know what sport.
But I'm fine with
What'll be the
preseason
last?
ended in a tie.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
I am too.
Because it doesn't matter.
That's right.
'Cause
Well,
you don't need to go further and risk injury.
right. And throw in another pitcher and
Yeah.
maybe another pitcher. And who knows, it might not just go 10 innings. It might go
Yeah,
15
20.
innings, So, yeah. Richard says you must begin your motion, not the release.
The motion before.
Still
the
again,
motion.
that's
Before
a
it hits you.
judgment.
Yeah.
Still again, that's
right.
going to be a judgment call, and we're still going to see that come down to deciding a game at some point. It will decide a game in the bottom of the 9th inning within the first month.
Well, who's
I'll bet you within the first month of baseball.
who's calling the?
Whether he's got a motion going or not.
Yeah,
Wouldn't it have to be the home
because
plate umpire?
well, I'm wondering where the clock is and who's watching the clock and the pitcher.
Home plate umpire's got an alarm clock in his
Yeah.
pocket. I don't know. That's a good question. Would the clock not?
I would think it'd be one of the base.
Why wouldn't the clock not
umpires.
be behind home plate and on the center field wall?
Yeah.
Batter and pitcher both see it, right? I mean, has it not got to be where they see it? It's got to be where they
I
see
think
it,
so.
right?
Yeah, I mean, there should be multiple clocks.
Here's another one. Lenny says he don't think the pitcher can throw over to first base, but one time per batter. Well, I got news for you then. There's going to be a whole lot of stealing bases. If that's the case, if you can't throw over but one time,
I think there's more to. I think there's more to it than
it'd
that.
have to be because after that first throw over, the guy can get a 45-foot lead. Can he not? It's a given.
Don Revel says the bases are now 18 inches squared versus 15. That's what they were.
They were 15.
So yeah, so they'd
and
be
they are
6
now
inches, 18. So they'd be 6 inches closer.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Like
you said, with
there's
89
a lot of
and a half
bang
feet.
plays on the base paths. There's a lot of bang plays.
Oh yeah,
on this.
you see a lot of guys thrown out at second on steal attempts that if that base was 3 inches closer,
it's easy.
they'd be in there.
Yeah. I think it will increase, and I'd love to know the rule now on the how
And
many
probably
times
less.
you can throw it
there's
first.
definitely going to be less pickoffs if there's less throws to first.
Yeah. I don't understand how there can be a limit on the throws to first base because after that first throw over there, if you don't pick him off, he's stealing on the next pitch. Well, why would he not? I mean, we might see what's the fielder's name? Cecil's boy.
This says
He may steal bases.
now this is just taken out of a bigger set of rules, but this says a pitcher can throw over to first base up to 3 times, but the third attempt must lead to an out, or the runner gets to advance a base.
So they're just giving it to him. At that point,
if you
they're
throw
just
over
giving
a
it to
third
him.
time
And don't pick
him off, yeah, the guy gets to
Now
go
that's
to second
weird.
or the next
That
base.
is weird.
It is weird.
But that will speed up the game. But there again, that's something that'll decide a ball game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that is something that will decide a ball game. We're going to see a record-breaking year for stolen bases.
Yep.
We should.
If you can only go 3 times.
Yeah. Oh, and a closer distance.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, you just have to.
We
see pitchers throw to first a lot, just to get comfortable, or
and none of that.
they're not going to be able to do that.
Pitcher's going to be the most uncomfortable guy on the field from this point on.
Mm-hmm.
For many reasons, I would think.
But I still think the veterans like Scherzer will find ways to use some of these things to their advantage. Like using the clock to their advantage.
Yeah. Ned, give you a word here. Only thing I can tell you to do is get out of it, reset. Go right back.
Yep, reset.
It just maybe just reset your Facebook
yeah, that should work.
Yeah. Lenny says, or Monty says, I think the pitcher has 2 free attempts. Then just what Brett went over. Then the third has to be a pickoff for him, or the runner advances for 3. I would like to know. I mean, how many teams now are going to get more athletic? Will this change the way some teams play? Would you rather have
small ball?
Yeah.
Ball?
Would you rather have today now with these rule changes the fast, aggressive base running team or the power hitting team? I think this is going to take some away from.
It might balance it out a little more, where there are less of the power hitting teams.
Yeah.
And more teams, and I would say, the small market teams might really go for the speed and guys that make contact. And
St. Louis Cardinals used to be one of the best at it. They'd put a speedy team out there, and they would manufacture runs. They'd steal bases. They'd get on and do all that kind of stuff.
I like that. That's a good strategy.
Yeah, and now with it might earn some people a job that you might take a 250 hitter over a 275 hitter because the guy can give you 30 more stolen bases than that. I mean, It may be the way. It may be a different way that managers and general managers approach the game. So, I don't know. I don't know. It's not bad though. I really don't think, in the grand scheme of things, that it'll be bad unless there's things that happen during the course of a game that we didn't realize. Oh no, I didn't know that was going to be able. You know what I'm saying? I did not know you'd be able to do that. You know, because of this clock and stuff like that. Lenny says he thinks it'll help teams that have more contact hitters.
Mm-hmm.
I do too. And Monty, don't get mad. I'm just using your team as an example here. The Yankees, they don't have a lot of speed, but they have a lot of power.
Yep.
I don't know if it'll affect. You know, I mean, we saw last year that the power was minimized. I think it's going to be a lot harder for teams to minimize the speedy teams now than it will to pitch through a power hitting lineup, you know, because those power hitters, I mean, there's a lot of them bat 220, but they'll hit you 50 home runs. I don't know which way I'd want to go. I don't know. I still think I'd like a mixture, you know. I'd like me some speedy guys.
Well, one thing they did in favor of the power hitters is take away the infield shift.
Yeah.
So their averages might go up a little bit.
They should.
Mm-hmm.
But, okay, if you're a manager today and this guy comes up there that you're usually shifting on, what's the odds that you'll take that opposite field outfielder and move him into that spot? Because who was it we just talked about that did that? And
it was against Joey Gallo.
Against Gallo.
Yeah.
That's going to happen a lot. That's going to happen. They're going to take the chance. You know, that guy don't even hit the left field. Why should I take a chance on him hitting a deep ball to left field or getting it out of the infield if he tries? So I still think we're going to see.
Well, I wonder how many batters.
Monty says he thinks the Yankees may have balance more in the future.
Have spent the offseason trying to adjust to, you know, you think any of these power hitters are spending their time trying to learn to hit the ball the opposite way?
No, but they should. I mean, that's
taking away the shift is going to make them want to pull the ball even more, or, you know, just as much as they did. But if the outfielders are shifting, then
it's almost, you know, that to me, that's one of the worst parts about the game. Is that guys won't try to get on base any way they can.
Yeah.
They won't try to hit to the opposite field. That's almost a mockery of the game. That, you know, because you should as a major league batter especially, you should be able to use the whole field. You should be able to use the whole field. And if they take that left fielder out, I'm just going to slap it over that way. And probably wind up with a triple.
The thing I hate is left-handers won't bunt the ball to the left side when there's nobody over there.
Yeah, bunt it to the left. Yeah, you're right. A free base hit. No.
If you can bunt it past the pitcher to the left side, in the past it was a hit. 9
out of every 10 power hitters are going up there to try to hit a home run every single time they bat. That's not good for baseball. It's just really not good for baseball. It takes some away. We got to take another time out. I had some trivia. Real quick, a couple different things I was gonna ask you guys, and if you know the name of this, my guys here in the studio anyway, don't blurt it out.
All right.
But in 1983, Terry Bradshaw checked into a hospital for surgery on his throwing elbow. Okay, now you may or may not remember that happening. That Bradshaw had to go in the hospital.
I don't.
Back in that day, it was not good to be a celebrity person. So whenever you checked into hotels, hospitals, whatever it may be, you went under an alias, right? Terry Bradshaw in 83 went into a hospital for surgery on his throwing elbow. What name did he go in under? We'll be back in a moment.
it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit MooneyInsurance.com. Stifel Nicholas now has an office in your community. Stifel Nicholas is a full-service organization offering a wide range of investment vehicles and services. These include money market funds, CDs, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, annuities, retirement plans, and managed accounts, to name a few. Our financial advisors will sit down with you and help you tailor an investment plan, explaining strategies and investments which may help you achieve your personal goals. Call 4Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange.
Welcome back. Do I need to do that again? Okay, we are back. Beautiful Saturday morning. Mike and I will be heading opposite directions today on Interstate 40.
I'm west, you're east.
You're west, I'm east. But I will be going to Greensboro to cover Lincoln Charter, who will be taking on undefeated Reidsville in the 2A West Region Championship game. I like Lincoln Charter to win that game. I don't think Reidsville's really been tested so far. Mike is going to see a pair of teams that are a combined, I think, 60-0.
Yeah.
31-0 East Lincoln, 29-0 West Rowan.
I think that's right.
And that one will be, I'll be going to Grimsley High in Greensboro, which I've never been to. And Mike will be going to McDowell High School,
which I've never been to.
I wouldn't think you'd
I've
ever
been to Freedom. I've been to East Burke.
Yeah.
But not McDowell.
Yep, going to McDowell High today, where the at high noon it'll be East Burke girls taking on Salisbury. Is that right, Brett?
Yes. Yeah.
East Burke and Salisbury. Salisbury knocked off Shelby. East Burke knocked off
Randleman.
Undefeated Randleman, right? Number 1 seed Randleman.
Yeah, I watched a lot of that one online.
And then in the games I'll have, I will be arriving. Actually, I gave Mike's wrong. Mike's is not East Burke.
No, yours is East Burke.
Mine's East Burke.
Yours
Mike's got the first
I got
game
the
of the
first
day.
game, so I
the
know
East
it'll-
girls in West Rowan.
East.
And the boys matchup, should he stay and watch some, is West Charlotte and Central Cabarrus. And if you don't know about these two teams, it's going to be a fun boys game to see. West Charlotte knocked Central Cabarrus out last year. Central Cabarrus was undefeated. This year, Central Cabarrus, I'm going to guess their average margin of victory this season was probably 40.
Yeah.
Average.
Yeah.
That's just a guess. I mean, they have just been destroying people. All 5 starters back from last year. Brett said the entire team, the entire roster returned. Plus,
not the entire. They had a couple seniors, but they were
everybody
guys
that
that didn't really play. Yeah.
That's impressive. So,
well, I'm pretty impressed by both East Lincoln and West Rowan as far as the margin of victories. But guys, West Rowan hasn't. They won every game by at least 23 points was their closest victory.
Yeah,
23 was the closest.
God.
23. That'll be a tough one. It'll be East Lincoln's toughest challenge, no doubt
by
about
far.
it. So
I'm looking at West Rowan's roster with their points per game. They have 4 players averaging double figures.
Right.
3 juniors and 1 freshman. So they'll have most of their
Well, same for East
players
Lincoln.
back next year.
They start 2 freshmen and a sophomore.
Yep.
Along with 2
They do.
seniors.
Yep.
And the 2 freshmen comprise the backcourt, and
which is odd to have a team go this far, starting freshmen.
That's the
at guard.
one thing that makes
these are
me think
exceptional freshmen.
West Rowan might win the game today. But just the experience
Right.
part. You know, I told you I looked up last year, and East Lincoln is who eliminated West Rowan last year in a 2-point game.
Didn't know that. Oh, I didn't remember it.
Taking a mental note.
So there might be a little
taking that mental note.
revenge on the mind of West Rowan's girls.
I'll tell you though, it's going to take a heck of an effort to take out East Lincoln. I've watched them now for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and
I think they got to keep it low scoring.
I think so.
If you play a team that always has won every game by at least 23, you better keep it low scoring.
I don't know though. East Lincoln, they play 90 feet. I mean, and they play right to. I mean, they get after it. So I don't know whether they can adjust their style.
Looks like
to keep the game that way.
West Rowan averages 75 points.
Yeah, that's probably more than East averages, but.
And they give up 29.
Yeah.
Average score 75 to 29.
Yeah. I've never seen anything quite like that.
All right, Brad, this is a question for you. I'm going to tell you tell Monty how to get there. Are any of the high school basketball games available for viewing? And that's through the NFHS, right?
That's the only way I know of.
NFHS, and you have to pay for a
you
subscription.
have to have a subscription.
And you can pay just for the one day, I think. But like a year now is went up to $80. I know personally, a year went up to $80. But I think you can probably pay for the day or the game, even maybe just the game. But you're probably looking at around $10 for a game, wouldn't you think? To watch. I don't know that for sure. Don't know what the fee is.
Well,
exactly.
I kind of missed what you said, but isn't it like $12 a month for NFHS? But you can get it and cancel it tomorrow.
See, I do the yearly thing, which gives you a little bit of a discount.
Okay.
So that's probably right.
I think it's about $12 a month. So if you wanted to watch today's games, you could pay $12.
A lot of football games on there too.
Watch all you want today. Then you can watch next week's games too, and then cancel it, and then you're only paying the one time $12.
Well, let me ask you this, Brad. I tried to watch some tape of West Rowan this week, and like on their past games, like on YouTube and Facebook, and I couldn't do it without paying a fee. Now how does that work? I mean,
I don't know. I don't know what kind of broadcast they have on YouTube, but
NFHS has the rights. You're going to pay somebody.
You're going to pay somebody.
You're going to pay somebody.
You're going to pay to the piper somehow.
Right.
Okay,
but it is worth it. For
but they don't.
Follows the sport.
There are other
videos,
stations that do live video.
even for the playoffs.
Yeah, that's.
Okay.
I mean, I watched East Lincoln and Kings Mountain football on YouTube and did not pay anything
So I'm
for it.
saying. All I wanted to do was see just to see what West Rowan looked like. But no.
Now Don Revels says, and this
You
just
probably went to Max Preps and saw some video of their games.
this just
That is
tells.
I don't
true.
think you've ever visited Max Preps, have you?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Are you? Well, you always ask me a lot of questions that is right
Well,
there.
I go there to get scores and schedules and rosters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
I
tells
do.
me the NCHSAA is having these games at the wrong sites. Myers Park and North Mech tickets sold out, and people are reselling them for $100 a piece.
Good. Wake up.
Well, it's terrible
Time to wake
for
up.
family of those players if they weren't able to get
Yeah.
tickets when they first went on sale.
Yep. I'm not saying good for those people
I
that
know.
have to pay that money. I'm saying we need
Farmville
an issue
Central
like
and
that.
Goldsboro sold out in 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Farmville Central and
So why are
Goldsboro
they?
sold out
Why are
in 2
these?
minutes.
Why are these games not in a gym big enough for anybody that wants to watch?
I don't know.
Yeah.
If you're going to have it at a neutral site, it needs to be a big enough neutral
Now,
site.
let me guess. Now you have to go through Ticketmaster.
Yeah. Start paying fees.
Yeah, Ticketmaster. Every concert people try to get now is like sold out before it even time for it to be available to the public.
That's right.
Ticketmaster is getting ready to be no more. You just
Well,
wait and
yeah,
see.
something's going to have to happen.
Yep. They have a
it's just
monopoly on it.
monopoly
right now.
Absolutely. So
And these sites, you've got 4 teams, 4 schools represented that are vying for these tickets. It's not just a one game,
Monty wants to know if you will give out your username and password on air. But the problem is that's my password
yeah.
that Brett uses, and Brett will be watching himself today, so that will.
Yeah, and only one person
That's
can be
right.
signed in watching.
You will be blocked, Mr. Moss Teller. Brett will be watching those games himself because he cannot make the trip with me today.
Mhm.
As
And the one I want to
he
see
usually
is
does.
Myers Park and North Mech.
Yep.
That's
I want to
Well-
go back to baseball, man. Lenny had a comment here about the changing of the way the game is played. He says he thinks that's Boston's reason for signing the Japanese star Yoshida. He's a contact hitter that they hope will be on base a lot. We shall see. So there you go. Somebody already, and I'm not. I know Boston's not the only team that's trying to add some contact and speed into their lineup, just for that reason. Should be like I said. Can't imagine I'd like to know what the most stolen bases is in Major League history in one season. That'd be interesting to know, and then to keep pace with it month by month to see, because you got to think half the teams are going to break records. It's going to be easier to do. It's going to be easier. And do you get a stolen base? Do you get credit for a stolen base on the third throw over?
I wouldn't think so.
Why not?
Because you
caused it.
didn't steal the base.
But you caused it, right? I mean, it was your speed and your base running ability that gave you that advantage. I don't know. I'd like to know, because that'll be kind of unfair. Because there's going to be a lot of people, a lot of the faster guys that get to bigger leads that probably get 3 throws over, and they won't get credited with stolen bases. Boy, I bet Ricky Henderson wishes he was back in this era. I mean, the man who's Lou Brock, another one. Just a lot of guys that were big time stolen base guys. Who's the stolen base guy of this generation? Is there one? Is there anybody out there that stands out above the rest?
Yeah,
Not really, I don't
Stealing
think.
base.
There was Billy Hamilton for a while.
Yeah.
D. Gordon that played for
Mhm.
Dodgers and then Miami.
I remember those two. I did not get one single answer as to who Terry Bradshaw in 1983 checked into the hospital for surgery on his throwing elbow. But instead of going in by his name so he wouldn't be bombarded by fans coming to visit at the hospital, he went in under the name.
Well,
What?
Ooh.
I mean, it's got to be a
It's gotta
name
be
of a well-known person, or this wouldn't even be relevant.
Yeah. If you just pick Joe Smith or something. No.
Thomas Brady.
Thomas Brady.
So it wasn't at the time
You got that,
a
Lanny?
famous name.
Idea now, remember
Thomas Brady. Now, what an odd thing to have. How old would Thomas Brady have been?
An infant. He'd been
in
an infant.
1983.
Yeah.
3, 2, 3.
Now, he didn't go by Tom,
Thomas.
but still, the fact that he went by Thomas Brady.
Does anyone ever? Why did he do what? Why that name? Out of all
That'd
the
be like
millions of names.
me picking a name to go in now, and that guy is an NFL star 30 years from now. You know, I mean, that's just
that's right.
that is so strange. Was Bradshaw seeing into the future? Probably around 5.
Yeah, around that.
He had to be around
5 or less.
Yeah, yep. Maybe Bradshaw knew something. Maybe he had already seen Tom at 5 years old pull off a miraculous comeback. That's just yeah. I got a couple of music ones for you, Mike.
All right.
You
Yeah,
ready
let's go for
today.
Yeah.
This is an easy one. I mean, it is really easy. According to Blues Image, how many men shipped up from the San Francisco Bay?
Wow.
I thought that would be a
73?
73.
73.
73.
Yeah.
There you go. I like it. 73.
Blues Image, a one-hit wonder.
Were they?
presume.
I thought they had a couple, but
Did they?
I don't know. I'm not. No.
That's the only one I
shouldn't
know.
even- Yeah, might
That's
be.
the only one I can name anyway.
Might be 73 men sailed up. Now I looked up one time. I think why the writer of the song chose the number 73, and it had something to do with how many keys were on his piano. It might have been 73 key. What
Yeah,
is it now? 80 something.
I think I've heard this.
Isn't it 80
before.
something now on the big pianos that you got? You don't shake your head, Mike, if you don't know how many keys are on the piano. But I think it was 7. You know, he was like the keyboard player or whatever, and the writer, and there was that many keys, so he just came up with that number, 73 men.
Well, yeah, a lot of numbers in
Sailed.
songs like Procol Harum's Whiter Shade of Pale. 16 Vestal virgins were leaving for the coast.
16.
Why 16?
Yeah. I don't know. My other music question for you today was, and when I thought about this question, I really thought it was a moot point. I thought I was looking up something that really didn't exist. It was just a figure of speech. I was wrong. In Bob Seger's song, Night Moves, what song is he humming from 1962? Started humming a song from back in 1962. That's a Lanny one, too.
What was the song he was humming?
You're going the right direction.
What did he say?
You're going the right direction. Did you not hear me? I mean, yeah, obviously. The weird thing about it was,
Hum a song from 1962.
started humming a song from 1962. Ain't it funny how the night moves?
1962.
And I thought, this
I'll-
is a question. I met Bob Seger one time in person, and I thought, when I read this, I thought, you know what? I should have asked him back then, what song were you humming from 1962? If I didn't ask him any other question, I should have just asked
Well,
him
what
that.
comes to my mind is Motown.
Even earlier.
You are spot on
It is Motown.
with the Motown. He just guessed Motown. He's just narrowing it down. But you are spot on with Motown.
I
The
would
funny
say,
thing is, Bob Seger was wrong because the song actually came out in 1963 in February. But he's in his lyrics, he says, started humming a song from 1962.
Well, it's got a rhyme.
Ain't it funny? Yeah, right.
The
62
Four Tops.
Motown. No, it's
Temptations.
before Motown. It was
Not
even
quite as
before the
popular as
Temps.
those. The song's very popular, but the group is probably not as popular as the
It's
the
not.
ones
It's not a girl group,
you
right?
just named. Why is it not?
It could be a girl group.
Why is it not?
Okay.
Well, I think he's just trying to narrow it down.
Well, he just did.
Be My Baby? No. Shirelles. I'm trying to think.
Richard says that there will not be credited with the stolen base. He read no stolen base given. I read for automatic. It's like no stolen base for wild pitches and pass balls. So I can understand those, but I still think I don't make the rules and I can't give the guys credit. But if you get over there and you earn 3 throws over, I think you need to be.
Did you get your answer?
I think you need to be.
I know what it is.
What?
You do?
Billy Stewart in the summertime.
Yeah. I think it's by a girl
Well, first
group.
of all, we already come to the conclusion it was girls.
Girl group.
Unless Billy's a girl. Okay. Billie.
Billie Eilish.
Might be a.
Trying to think of the early girls group, the Crystals.
Lenny says
Shirelles.
that this tells you where stolen bases has went. John Birdie led the majors last year with 41. 41, leading the whole season. Well, I'll take him.
Who? John who?
I thought he said Birdie. I don't even know who that is. So
I don't either.
John Berti, Jonberti, led the majors last year. Boy, you talking about an obscure stat?
Yeah.
Nobody even cares because we haven't even heard of the guy. Ned says, PSA, while talking baseball, fans need to remember that or be informed that Gaston County schools still have a no bag policy, not a clear bag. It's a no bag policy. Please don't get mad at the local high school volunteers work in Gaston County School Board policy. No bags.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you need a bag for anyway for a 2-hour high school baseball game, unless if you need a blanket or something, just carry it in. Right.
Right.
It's funny, as we're sitting here today, I get an email from just right now from the National Federation of High School Network telling you what games will be on today, and I'm guessing they're all on, but this is just an advertisement starting at noon. They come on starting at high noon today. So, yes, you can watch a lot of those games on your phone or on the
So you don't have
internet.
you can just purchase the streaming for one game.
That's what Brett says.
Okay.
Yep, that's what Brett says. Right, Brett? Started humming a song from 19.
Okay, you can purchase. No, you purchase it. You can watch any game. You can't just purchase a single game.
You purchase like for a week or a day.
You purchase it monthly, but you can cancel it whenever you're ready. It's going to be
Right.
$12 or $13, no matter how many games you watch.
I see.
Yeah. So you might wind up paying. Well, you won't pay but once this year.
You pay
right?
one time, and then you can cancel
Because
it
it ends next Saturday. That's just 8-day separation.
Yeah, then you would cancel it
Right.
if you want to, or you could keep it all year. But yeah, you purchase it monthly or yearly.
Right.
Okay.
You can't pay per game.
You can't pay per game. Okay.
Yeah, it's not pay per view. Right, Brett? It's
Right.
not- it is not
Pay per view.
pay per view. When does Major League Baseball opening? When is opening day? The actual. Does anybody know? Is it late March? Is it the first week of April? I have not seen the Major League Baseball full schedule. And, of course, if I flip on schedule here, just like I figured, I'm going to get.
Thursday, March 30th.
It's okay. So it's on a Thursday, and it's March 30th. Is there any particular team that we're seeing on that particular day? A game, like a kickoff game, or probably don't even know yet. The networks may not know at this point yet. Lenny says he's not sure either. He said he supposedly, this is John Birdie, plays for the Marlins. I had never heard of him. Berti, Birdie. And neither have we.
Here you go, Mike. Giants at Yankees opening day.
Hey, I love it.
You going? Why don't you just go to Yankee Stadium?
I should.
And
Boston's at home to take on Baltimore.
seem like that's a common occurrence. for those
Toronto
two.
at St. Louis. That's an odd but probably good matchup.
One Sullivan will be tuned in too,
Yeah,
for whatever reason. He likes birds.
he does. He claims to like the Blue Jays.
Yeah, he said he likes teams that are birds. How many is that? Blue Jays, Cardinals,
Orioles.
I tried to think yesterday. Is there another birds that I'm slipping on? I would have sworn that there was more than 3 birds in the major leagues, but I can't. It don't come to me easily if there is another one. So maybe there's not. What's an A?
I think that's it. An elephant.
Yeah, it is. Evidently, it is an elephant because that's
so is a Crimson Tide.
Yeah. That would be interesting to know. How did those teams come up with an elephant? The Oakland Athletics, I know what an A is because of the Athletics, but it'd be interesting to know how they come up with those elephants for the mascot. of a team? Of course, I cannot answer that question. Biggest basketball game of the day, Duke and Carolina. We hadn't even mentioned it yet, right? I mean, that's the biggest game in our area, I guess, Duke and Carolina. It actually slipped my mind with all I got going on today. It actually slipped my mind that they were playing, that they were actually playing each other
Does
today.
Carolina need this win to get in?
It would definitely. After they beat Virginia, right?
Well,
yeah, I think this would solidify.
I think if they win, they're in.
And if they don't, it's 50-50.
But I don't know that they're out if they lose.
Right.
That's right.
Now, if they lost this one and then lost their first game in the tournament, they might be out.
Right.
But
the
the Virginia win was very big.
What an odd
That
time.
was huge for them.
6:30 on ESPN. What an odd time. Not prime time. Not 8
Well,
o'clock.
that's the way it's been the last few
Has it?
years. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you guys remember, but yeah, it's been that way. The last meeting of the regular season between these two has been around 6 o'clock.
Are there games tomorrow? Because, usually the Big Ten is highlighted on CBS on Sunday afternoon. But I see right here in front of me, Ohio State and Michigan State play today at noon.
Okay.
So that makes me wonder. I'm just going to check it right now while we're on here.
Okay, what do you...
Yes, there are games tomorrow. And the men's college basketball. Now, why wouldn't they know this? It says Maryland versus... Oh, no, it don't. Maryland and Penn State. That's your matchup tomorrow. Maryland's going to be in the tournament, right?
Yep.
Ranked 21st in the nation.
Well, ESPN Bracket Watch says Penn State is the last team in.
Penn State's
Their
the last team in. Houston and Memphis tomorrow. Number 1 Houston traveling to Memphis. Is that a...
Memphis is pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that first time they played was a fairly close game.
Well, Houston's going to be a top seed in one of the 4 regionals. I don't think that's going to change.
Right.
No, I don't think so.
Number 2 Alabama visits Texas A&M, number 24, today at high noon. I like to watch Texas A&M because I am a Buzz Williams fan.
They have a former
I like to watch
Duke
him
player
coach.
that starts for them.
Which is?
Henry Coleman.
Oh, Coleman starts for them?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how's he doing, I wonder? Well,
Number 7 Baylor is at home against Iowa State. I've seen Iowa State play athletics more in the past 6 months than I have all put together.
Henry Coleman averages 10.6 rebounds for Texas A&M.
pretty good numbers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Other games today, Baylor, number 7 Baylor, is at home to take on Iowa State.
Baylor's a team I think could make a run at the Final Four.
Is the same guy still coach them?
Drew.
Scott Drew.
Something Drew, yeah.
Scott
Drew's
Drew,
his last name.
Yeah.
Scott.
That's right.
Yeah. He's from the Drew family. Bryce Drew is his brother, and their dad was the coach. Homer.
Was
Coaching
Homer
family.
was at Valpo.
Yeah.
Yep. And they made a highlight you'll see every time the NCAA tournament comes
big
on.
shot.
Valpo, baby.
That
Buzzer
play they
beater.
ran where the guy caught the ball, flipped it back like a lateral. Guy caught it, shot
And that
it.
was Bryce Drew
Boom,
that made the shot.
Ball game over. One of the best plays I've seen in quite some
and one of
time.
the true major Cinderella wins
Mhm.
in the tournament.
Here's a big one tonight. Arizona at UCLA.
UCLA's been playing pretty good, haven't
Yeah,
they?
they are.
Number 8 versus number 4.
Wow. What time is that one?
10 o'clock. I wonder if that one's for the conference. I don't know what their conference records are. I only see their overall. Oh, no, UCLA's got it wrapped up. 2 conference losses. Arizona has 5.
So pretty much everybody in the nation has one conference game left.
Yep, today or tomorrow.
Today or tomorrow. Houston is going to win their conference, which is the American Athletic. They lead Memphis by 3 games. VCU, 14-3, has wrapped up the Atlantic 10 over second place Dayton and St. Louis, who were tied for that second spot. Pitt and Miami, along with Virginia. 3-way tie going into the final day. Now, do any of these play each other? Pitt, Miami, and Virginia on this? Probably not.
I do know that
Didn't work out that easily.
Virginia plays Louisville at home. Pitt is at Miami
Oh, big
Wow.
tonight at 6.
Yeah, wow. So one of those will definitely finish tied for first.
And
Pitt and Miami.
And Duke, if they defeat North Carolina, could move up as high as second.
Yep.
Which would be the
Yep.
Yeah.
get
They'd
the
have to
double
move up.
bye.
They'd have to move up in a tie if
Yeah.
they win. They have to. Clemson the same way.
Yeah.
Clemson also 13 and
But
6.
Clemson, has a tiebreaker over
Over
Duke
Duke.
if
Right.
they
That's
finish tied with
Right.
Mhm.
Who's Clemson got today?
Notre Dame
Mm.
at home.
Yeah, much easier path.
Clemson's they've got some nice wins, but they've also got bad losses.
Yeah.
Right.
They lost to Boston College, lost to Louisville, and they're on the outside looking in right now, I think.
And the bracketology, you think so?
Yeah.
Carolina's
Let's see.
number 7 right now in the standings, a half a game behind NC State. NC State's finished. They do not. I think I heard that the other night that they do not have another game.
That's
on
right.
their schedule
Yep.
till the tournament starts this next week.
Yeah, ESPN does list Clemson as a bubble team.
Yeah.
Of course, along with
That's
North
because
Carolina.
of the lack of the quad 1
Yeah.
wins.
Yeah, they just don't have many good wins.
Right.
They're 21-9, which is a good record.
Mhm.
Yeah.
13-6 in conference.
Going on down through after North Carolina comes Wake Forest, Syracuse, Boston College, who beat Virginia this past week soundly. Virginia Tech, Florida State, Georgia, Notre Dame, and Louisville. And I didn't think I'd ever see Louisville 4-26. A 30-game schedule.
Yeah, and I've watched them
and
play, and I don't think they look
They don't look
that
bad.
bad.
Yeah, and their coach is
Kenny Payne.
Yeah,
Kenny
that's
Payne.
right.
Well,
He
no
was
wonder.
their
The ESPN Kenny Payne?
Kenny Maine.
Maine.
Kenny Mayne, that's right.
Kenny Maine.
Kenny
Yeah,
Mayne.
Kenny
My
Payne.
bad. I do remember seeing
Yeah,
Kenny
he was
Payne.
on the team that with Nervous Purvis Ellison that
Okay.
defeated Duke.
I
in
remember
the
that one.
85
And also on that
final.
team was Nolan Smith's father.
Father.
Was it Derek Smith?
No, he was earlier.
No, he was on the
he?
88 championship
Yep.
team.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
was.
Okay.
If we look at the Big 12 real quick, Kansas wins their 77th straight outright conference title, I would guess. It's something like that.
Yeah, that's a big one today. Kansas at Texas.
Yeah.
It's probably big just for tournament
Did
seeding
TCU beat
purposes.
Texas the other night? I never did get that score. I was watching it.
I don't think so.
It didn't.
I don't think so. I think I remember Texas getting that win.
TCU won.
Okay.
By
see?
2.
I slept through that.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it.
TCU won by 2. I just don't put them up against Georgia.
Ooh.
Marquette wins the Big East.
Marquette's really good.
Yeah, Marquette's got a 2-game lead over second place Xavier, who I'm also impressed with Xavier. Watch them some. In the Big Sky, Eastern Washington is a 1 game ahead of the Montana State Bobcats. We already talked about this one, believe it or not. The Big South, UNC Asheville has wrapped up a 4-game lead. In that, of course, they're already playing their tournament, right?
Yes.
Yeah, already in the middle of their tournament. In the Big Ten, Purdue, a 3-game lead over Iowa and Maryland and Indiana. How about, wait a minute, and Illinois and Michigan.
You know that ESPN.
A 6-way tie for
5.
second.
5. Isn't it?
No, I see 6.
Yeah, you're
Illinois,
right, it is
Indiana,
6.
Northwestern, Maryland,
6-way
Iowa,
tie
Michigan.
for second.
And Michigan State says they're 10-8.
You know what could be a bigger mess than that?
Does Michigan State have 2 games left?
I know.
Did they have?
No, wait a minute. They canceled a game.
They canceled
They did
one.
because
with
of the
Minnesota.
shooting.
Yeah.
They
That's
canceled
right.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that may cost them or that may help them
Yeah.
when it
could.
comes to the final standings.
ESPN projects that 10 Big Ten teams will make the Big Ten.
Only 5 teams in the Big Ten wound up below 500 in conference play. That's hard to do.
Yeah.
And one of those was 9-10, Penn State, who you guys say is a bubble team or something. One of you did.
Yeah.
So they may
that's what
even
they
get in with that
projected as a
record.
bubble team.
Big West Conference, UC Santa Barbara and UC Irvine, the Anteaters and the Gauchos, your everyday names there, lead it at 14-5. Hofstra and Charleston lead the Colonial 16-2 each. Florida Atlantic leads the Conference USA 17-2. So there's a rundown of some college basketball.
Well, what about that trivia question? You never gave the answer.
You want the answer
song
to that? Started humming a song from 1962.
Yeah.
Ain't it funny how the night moves?
Girl,
Be my
girl,
baby.
Be my baby. I think I said
Do you
that
know the
earlier.
artist? Be my
The
baby.
Shirelles.
Anybody? Anybody know the artist?
The
Be
Crystals,
my-
the
be my
Shirelles.
baby.
No, that's
Ronnie Spector and the Ronettes.
Isn't it? Was she in the Ronettes?
That's who it is, the Ronettes.
But
Ronette.
it's Ronnie Spector.
Ronnie
She came
Spector.
back and did that cameo with Eddie Money.
The Ronettes say maintain interviews that the song was "Be My Baby" by the Ronettes. Problem was the song was recorded and released in 1963 in February of '63. So
Well, he might have heard him
there you
demo
go.
it in
Yep.
'62, and
Still a great song. I
Yep.
don't care if you did get the release date wrong.
yeah, I like that though. That's interesting. He really was humming a song from 1962. It was not just a made up line to throw in there. So we'll take a time out. Come back with the fourth quarter. Appreciate you tuning in this morning on a beautiful Saturday.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver, or visit mooneyinsurance.com. Stiefel Nicholas now has an office in your community. Stiefel Nicholas is a full-service organization offering a wide range of investment vehicles and services. These include money market funds, CDs, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, annuities, retirement plans, and managed accounts, to name a few. Our financial advisors will sit down with you and help you tailor an investment plan, explaining strategies and investments which may help you achieve your personal goals. Call 4Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stiefel Nicholas, member SIPC and the New York Stock Exchange.
And welcome back. How about that? That's what some call a hard in. You know, hard out, hard in, easy out, easy in, the intros, things like that. Right. Yeah, just grab the headset, throw it on, and
I was
say
always a
good
hard
morning.
out when I played baseball.
There you go.
Oh, man.
Or in any kind of tournament play.
Every time I come and play, I always thought I heard them saying easy out. Everybody turn around, back up. Not just back up, but turn around and back up. See, come in 100 feet. Oh, man. It won't be long till we are living the youth sports again. Because Sullen will be.
That's right. You got to go.
Hey, he's
through
finally
the whole
going to get
thing.
his first practice in today.
Yeah, it's not. Well, we guess.
Weather's canceled the first two.
Yep.
Well, my granddaughter won her
Wet
first
field.
game this morning in the
Already played this
recreation
morning?
yeah.
Wow.
Well, they got canceled. They got postponed last night.
That's right.
because
That's
of the
right.
weather.
It's had to start early today.
8-0 shutout.
8-0 shutout in basketball.
In basketball.
Who pitched?
Yeah, went the distance.
Who tended goal? That's what. Who played in the middle? It's like a soccer goalie.
Put a shot clock in.
Yeah, yeah. One if they played with a shot clock, 3-second shot clock.
Yeah. That's why nobody could score.
In a
Shot clock violation.
In a youth basketball game. How much combine? NFL combine. Is that the boringest thing on TV other than C-SPAN?
One of the most boring sports.
It's got to be
sporting
the
events.
It's got to be the. It is still televised. NFL Network.
I think a good bit of it's on NFL Network. Yeah.
But I mean, if what else you gonna do if you're NFL Network? You know, I mean,
you got to.
Well, I mean, what I want to see is the quarterbacks throw, and that's
Well, who's the one claimed he had the strongest
let him
arm?
do
He
it.
just come out and said it. I'm getting ready to show off my arm because I've got the strongest arm. Now I don't know where I'm throwing it. He didn't say that. I added that, but he who was that come out and made that statement about you said that if you said the name I would know who it was, but it's for some reason
Will Levis.
That's it. Will Levis out of.
Is it Kentucky?
Yeah, that's where he's at, Mike. Isn't it, Mike?
Yep, out of Kentucky.
Okay.
Now, was he a transfer from somewhere else, or is that where he's? Seems like he transferred there from somewhere.
Who's the greatest quarterback ever out of Kentucky?
Well, it wasn't Tim Couch, right? Or was it?
He's the one came to my mind. He was great coming out.
Yeah,
he was.
He was great at Kentucky.
He was
Great
great
at
coming out.
Yeah, Will Levis started at Penn State.
Okay. Yeah, this guy claims self-proclaimed strongest arm, and he's probably, if I would say you probably have it if you go out on a limb
He said he could throw the ball 80 yards.
Yeah. Who's the strongest? Who has the strongest current NFL arm? Would you say?
Well, I've always thought Rodgers.
Mahomes throws it pretty good too.
Mahomes can throw it.
Seems like he can.
Yeah,
step
Rodgers
into
might
it
have
and
been
let it fly.
passed. Now I don't know if his is weakened any. Matt Stafford always had a strong arm.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what it means. How important it is to have the strongest arm. Remember Jeff George?
Oh yeah, he had a cannon.
He did, but it did not relate to being a good quarterback, did it? I mean, so, and I liked the guy, I really did, and he gave it his all, but he just never.
Well,
quite
Michael
had the
Vick could really
accuracy.
throw the deep ball.
Yeah.
He could throw it a long way. I don't know if he threw it the
Accurately.
hardest on 15 to 20 yard throws.
Yeah,
That's what I think Aaron Rodgers is really good at. Is those 20 yards downfield and you got to put it in a tight window.
Yeah.
He throws it. Yeah, he throws it.
Throws
really
it into
hard.
a solo cup. Basically, he rings a solo cup with it, and I just wondered if you guys.
And Brett Favre had a strong arm.
Oh, he did. He definitely had a cannon, but some of those. Sometimes you just look. Sometimes greatness. Now Elway had a strong arm.
Yeah, Elway
could flat
did.
throw it.
Yeah.
But look at Joe Montana. Joe Montana, probably struggled to throw it 60 yards.
Yeah.
If he ever did. But
Well, I don't think Peyton Manning had a really
accuracy. No,
really
he didn't.
strong arm.
Especially after a couple of the injuries and surgeries, it wasn't near as strong. But I think you can be great without having the strongest arm for sure. There's a lot of Greg Maddoxes out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't throw that much in the 90s, but he put the ball where it needed to be to get people out. And I think quarterbacks can be said, the same way. I don't know if this quarterback class. It's obviously not going to be with the Elway, Marino, whoever.
No, it's not legendary.
Whoever was in that.
I wouldn't think so.
When is the most recent class that we've had? That we've had one in the last 5 years, haven't we? That had quite a few starters.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how many will be Hall of Famers. How many Hall of Famers have to be?
Which class was
for it
Josh
to be
Allen?
great? Josh Allen's was good.
Were Burrow and Trevor Lawrence together?
Seemed
Or
like
not?
it.
Or they were both number 1 picks, weren't they?
Well, if they were both first picks,
I think they might have been.
You answered your own question.
I think. Well, which one of them's older?
I do not know. That's a good question.
I think Burrow was a year before Trevor Lawrence. I think he's been in the league 3 years, and Lawrence is 2.
Okay,
I think that's right.
It rolls over so fast to me now. It's a lot harder to. Best UK quarterback, the big heavy guy, 5-10 years ago.
Oh,
That's Jared Lorenzen.
Yeah,
Jared
Lorenzen. He
Lorenzen.
passed away.
He did.
He died.
He did
A couple years ago.
And he was good.
Yeah.
He really was good
Yeah.
at Kentucky. For some reason, and Lenny may have to chip in on this one. It seems to me like if you go back in the years, there was somebody, and don't get Johnny Unitas confused, because Unitas was Louisville. Did you remember that he was Louisville?
Yeah.
But it just seems like there was a Kentucky
Burrow
quarterback that was legendary.
Burrow, Justin Herbert, Tua, and Jalen Hurts were all in the same class.
Say them again.
Burrow, Justin Herbert, Tua, and Hurts. Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, that's a good class.
Yeah.
I would say at this point they all have Hall of Fame ability.
And then there's Jordan Love, who we hadn't
seen
found
yet.
out about yet.
Which we might see this year.
And he was a first
I
rounder.
feel sure that we're going to see him this year. I feel sure Aaron Rodgers is moving on
Yeah.
from Green Bay. Here's the name I was looking for, Kentucky quarterback. Yeah, this one may be the best, and this one comes from Lenny. And it's back in the day, Mike. You'd know him.
I would.
Lanny would know him. I'll give you
Give me a
I'll give you
hint.
the best hint you could have. He did more than quarterback.
Oh.
That ought to give it away. He did more than quarterback.
So,
And it goes back to the 60s, 70s, that era.
Was he a kicker?
George Blanda.
Yeah.
Both of you got it.
Yeah.
He was a kicker.
I couldn't think of the name, but
George
I knew,
Blanda.
I knew who you were
Yeah.
talking about.
Now, Lenny put him down as George Bland, and I didn't think he was all that bland.
He wasn't bland.
I thought he kind of
Pretty exciting.
stood out. Yep, I remember old Blanda. Yep, quarterback a little bit, then kick. Along came Darryl LaMonica, I'm guessing. Right, Mike? Took his starting position.
That's
Now,
right.
where did LaMonica play college?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Of
Yep.
course.
We went through that, I think, a while back. That LaMonica was a Notre Dame
The Mad, what they
QB.
call him?
Also,
Mad Slinger or
no, that wasn't it.
Mad Bomber.
That might have been it.
Yeah.
It really might have been. Yep.
George Blanda threw 40 more interceptions than touchdowns in his career.
Ooh, that's tough.
He threw 840 interceptions.
God.
Or 41. 236
He did.
touchdowns,
It seemed a long time ago when we were
277
kids.
interceptions. 48% completion percentage.
You know the old.
Not a good,
not
great
a very good
numbers.
quarterback.
Not good numbers.
no, do
there.
you remember the old? The autumn wind is a pirate. You remember? You heard that whole thing about the Raiders. It goes through the whole thing. That's who I think of when I hear that. The autumn wind is a pirate, and it's like a poem, and it's about the Raiders and the Raiders football. And Facenda, what was his first name that used to be the reader of that? John Facenda. You need to listen to that, Mike, if you haven't.
Okay.
I know you've heard it, but that's who I think about is George Blanda's face, because it says the weather-beaten face of a pirate.
Do you know who?
That's George Blanda.
And I'm not
It
even
was.
sure it's not him on the side of the helmet.
Do you know
wearing
who
the patch.
George Blanda played for at Kentucky?
Yes.
Um,
Yes, I do. His name was Bear
Bear
Bryant.
Bryant.
Yep.
Bear Bryant.
Bear Bryant.
How about that? Now, to be honest with you, I didn't know that's who he played for, but I knew the Bear was the coach
Yeah.
at Kentucky, and I put the time together. And the way you asked the question made
He played
made me
for
think it's somebody
George
we
Halas.
should know. Butch says Babe Pirelli. Now, I don't remember Babe Pirelli, best quarterback out of Kentucky. I don't remember.
Babe Pirelli.
Yeah,
Okay.
Lenny also said
I've heard
Bear
of
Bryant. I have heard the name Babe Pirelli myself,
Okay.
but I cannot put a finger on the time period.
Probably 50s.
Well, Butch will tell us. Prior to the 60s, Butch, or maybe 50s and 60s,
Could be
Babe
50.
Pirelli.
Ah.
And did he go to an NFL team and play as a NFL quarterback?
I think so.
Yeah,
And he started a tire company.
yeah, Pirelli.
Or is this? Yeah, it's spelled different. Pirelli.
Well, the first thing I thought of, you thought of a tire company. I thought of the Pirolis that used to coach around here in this area.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I think a dad, and then he had two sons, and
He
he
was-
also coached high school football.
He was
in this
drafted
area.
in 52.
Boston Patriots, 1960s.
1960s.
Is that? I'm guessing Ned's telling me that's
Yeah.
who.
He
that's
was
who,
drafted by the
Pirelli.
Packers in 52.
Drafted by the Packers in 52. Little bit before my time, but
Mhm.
I
yeah,
have
he
heard
did,
the name.
He did
before.
play for the Patriots, 61 to 67.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask a couple different questions. Get you guys' opinions here. First round of the draft, the Chicago Bears have the first pick in the draft, right?
Right.
Will the Bears pick first?
Well, until
in the
this
draft.
Jalen Carter thing came up, I thought it was going to be Carter by the Bears.
I think they're trading down.
Could be.
Okay.
They got their quarterback, right?
Wait a minute. Stop right there. If they're trading down, who's most likely to move up then and take that? You know, because you're going to have to get some stuff up to trade up.
Mhm.
And why are they trading up? Who are they going after? Who is the player that is a franchise changer that you would move up to number one to take?
Can one defensive guy be a franchise changer? I don't think so anymore in today's NFL.
Lawrence Taylor.
If he's, I was
Type.
going to say Aaron Donald. If
That
if
is
it's
so rare.
Y'all going to
Jalen-
slap me for this one. Y'all going to slap me. But I'm going to say Micah Parsons
yeah,
Yeah.
has changed the Dallas Cowboys defense. Micah Parsons,
Yeah, he has.
he is a game changer, and he's well worth the first pick. And he wasn't even first, was he?
no,
He was
around
down on-
10,
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, he's been a game changer. I think he's been the biggest game changer for a defense.
in a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in a long while,
Yeah.
maybe since Taylor.
I say Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald.
Donald
I mean,
was.
Aaron
Aaron
Donald.
Donald's going. He's going to go down
Yeah,
as the top
Aaron Donald.
5 defensive player, I think,
Yeah.
ever.
But we can't name that many.
No,
You know, that have changed it. You know, both are Hall of Famers if they continue. Aaron Donald, I think,
No, I
already
think
has
a guy
reached the
like,
status, but I think Parsons, if he continues to play at the same level, he's a Hall of Famer.
like Daryl
barring injury.
Revis,
Yeah,
or
Yeah.
like a Champ Bailey. A really great corner.
which stands
Can-
out
can
more
really
though on
change
the
the
field, the
team.
edge rusher or the corner?
Well, the edge rusher does. A great corner is he's just taking away a receiver.
get any
and you
action.
don't. Yeah,
They're getting
they don't throw.
action.
They don't throw at.
He don't get any action.
Yeah. Deion Sanders never got
I do
much
not
action.
like the guy, but Jalen Ramsey is
Yeah.
a heck of a corner.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and
Yeah.
he's on the trade block right
I
now.
think he's lost a step. I don't think he's as great as he was.
Well, no, he's not.
3 or 4
I mean,
years
we
ago.
saw it happen to Revis.
Yeah,
You know,
So the edge rusher's more impactful. Is that what
I
you're
wouldn't
saying?
say he's more impactful because they're just not throwing to that.
he
side of
just
the
stands
field.
out more.
He does
Stands
stand
out
out for
more.
because he gets a chance to make more plays.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, if you get a guy all year that only breaks up 10 passes all year, and it's because they're not throwing to his side, does he still deserve to be in the Pro Bowl or an All Pro?
Yeah.
I think so. You know, there.
So lack of action as a shutdown corner is
If quarterback is the number one position in the NFL, what is number two? Is it the edge rusher? Is it the cornerback? Because it's not on the offensive side anymore. Not after
Unless it's a tackle.
a left tackle
Yeah,
or wide receivers we know are way more valuable now than running backs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The game-changing wide receiver. And there are some out there.
And they're big difference makers.
But,
I mean, like Justin Jefferson is a big difference maker. If Minnesota didn't have him, they wouldn't be nearly as good.
No, they wouldn't. I'll say, I think that once you get past quarterback, then you go with the position needed most.
Yeah.
If you're set at quarterback, then you got to draft the best corner, the best edge rusher, or the best left tackle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One of those three. And it has to be ranked by your need at that point, right?
But I think
the Bears have needs everywhere, don't they? Particularly receivers.
I think this linebacker from Alabama is going to be a difference maker.
Warren, is that what you said his name was?
No, Anderson. Is it Will Anderson?
Yeah, Will Anderson. But Chicago needs receivers. I mean, Justin Fields doesn't have any help. That's what their needs are, I think.
Yeah, they don't have
Who
many
is the last
weapons.
big-time receiver to wear a Bears uniform?
I can't think.
Oh, Brandon Marshall.
Yeah.
You know, he was really good, but
Not a Hall of Famer, right?
no, I wouldn't think so. And
I go back to Willie Gault way back in the 80s, mid-80s.
Well, that's back during the Bears,
Yeah.
right?
and Marshall was, they had Alshon Jeffrey at the same time.
Yeah.
They were
yeah.
good. They were a good
They
duo.
were.
Alshon Jeffries.
Who was throwing them the ball
Yeah,
at that
Cutler.
time?
Cutler could really throw.
Well,
it.
they
He
made the
just-
playoffs more often than they didn't, I think, when they had those three guys.
Yep.
One thing about the Bears, it's got to be defense first. I mean, they've always been a defense
maybe
first.
that isn't the way they should go anymore.
I know.